This is the kind of show. This is the kind of show we always dreamed of doing.
Impossible. Impossible.
This is the kind.
What's going on, folks? All right, so this is the one that everybody's been waiting for, right? Well, hopefully. Because this one might be the shortest episode of them all, right? Because we've just been waiting to hear from a couple of individuals who may be able to shed some light even deeper into this whole situation. You know what I mean? And we had an interview with Fox 2 recently, and make a long story short, it got edited down to, pretty much, not saying anything new that we hadn't heard already. So the two family members who spoke with Fox 2 felt like they wanted to get a little bit more out, since they went to the mainstream outlets and they didn't get their voices heard like they wanted to. They decided to come to the platform and say what they had to say. So, from my perspective, I feel like I've asked all of my questions. I feel like I've gained as much information as I possibly will know about this whole Naziah Harris case. But it's a lot of questions out there that people have. It's a lot of questions out there that everybody has. And I'm sure that the two people that's calling today, that they're going to call in, could possibly clear up some of those questions. So as I give it a little time for all of y'all to get in here, I'm going to go ahead and let my first phone caller know that it's about that time. Where's my call-in line? And yeah, maybe we can get some kind of closure. Maybe we can get some type of resolve. My point of doing these podcasts, as y'all know, is to get out as much information to the public as we can to help solve this situation at the end of the day. Right? It's not to badger or butcher anybody. Although it may seem that way when it comes to a lot of the things that I've uncovered. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just putting the truth out there at the end of the day. With documented proof of what I'm saying. So the whole point of doing this is to get more information out to the public, to the people that care, to the people that's out there searching, so we'll know maybe where to look, what to look for, what may have even happened in this whole situation. So that's the whole point of us doing this. Is the family speaking? Yes. Like I said, the two family members who spoke with Fox 2 are the ones who we are going to hear from today, from their own mouths, from their perspectives, and let them say whatever it is that they have to say. Right, like I said earlier, I don't know if there's any more questions that I have, to ask them that I don't already know. I feel like the purpose of the reason why they're doing this is because there's so many questions out in the public as to why the family didn't do this or the steps that were taken prior to this happening to prevent it from happening. So with all of the questions that a lot of people have, I feel like, these are the two people, one of them being someone who was under the care of the grandmother. And I don't know how much she cares to go into the details of that whole situation, but I do know that she was under the care of the grandmother. What's going on, everybody that's speaking? And shout out to everybody that shared the video and is tuned in right now. Like I said, I'm just trying to give everybody time to get in here before we begin the conversation with these sisters. So we can try to see if we can figure out anything else or get a better perspective on the family. Because a lot of people are thinking, if y'all knew about all of this prior to, why weren't you doing what you needed to do to get that girl out of there? So let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and text our first caller. Let her know you can call in. See where she at. And I'll try to keep my eye on the comments as much as I can so I can, relay some of your questions to her as needed. And this must be her calling now. What's going on, sister?
Hey, how you doing there, Mark?
I'm good. I'm good. How you?
Listen, ready, okay? Want to get some things cleared up here.
Okay. Now I know you don't care to say your name out there, so we just know who you are, right? We know that you're a family member of Naziah, and you want to share your perspective or information, I'll say, as far as maybe some of the questions that people have or the questions that are out there in regards to the family and their, like I said, in their procedure and the process beforehand as far as trying to help her get out of this situation. So what is it that you want to say? The floor is yours.
All right, now, y'all. So first and foremost, I want to clear some things up here. There's a lot of people wondering, where the family was, and there's a lot of talk about who failed her and whom didn't come forth to help her. I want to start by saying, as Mark already addressed, I am Naziah's cousin. I am her adopted parent, which is her grandmother. I am her late sister's daughter.
Okay.
And I want to be clear, myself and her Aunt Jay, we were aware of the allegation made of the physical and sexual abuse. And we were made aware prior to the family. Okay, I want to make that clear. The family was not made aware of what these allegations were. Okay.
So when you say the family, you mean your side of the family beyond you is what you say?
Yeah, my side of the family was not made aware of what was going on until September. Okay. And how that came about is, I called my older cousin, which is Kenya, and I wanted to ask her for some advice. Some advice as far as the things that I had been hearing and the things that I had been made aware of. And just get her perspective as my older cousin and what she thinks what I was doing had been right, because we were already in movement. We were already making calls. We were already reaching out to workers to see what we can do to step in and get custody of certain children, and what we can do to help within the situation. We were already making calls and making those that need to be aware of the situation. That is the most we could have done. We all know trying to go and snatch children out of a household is considered kidnapping. Nobody wanted to go to jail within the process. And so I wanted to be clear about that. My family had no awareness of what was going on until the post was made on Facebook. And that wasn't even a fault of Kenya's alone. Kenya, once I explained to her what was going on and I called to get her advice, she then hung up the phone and called my aunt. They were close. And she said, hey, I got some questions and I need some answers. And I want to know, is X, Y, and Z going on, and is this and that true? From my understanding, when the conversation was had, my aunt got a little irritated and she didn't want to have the conversation anymore. So her and Kenya got off the phone, and that's when her daughters, the twins, Marquita and Shannon, went onto Facebook and began to come for Kenya. They began to say, bitches need to stay out of my business, mind their own business, and so on. That is when Kenya got involved and went on Facebook and said, it is not okay to sweep pedophilia under the rug, Annette, or whatever was said. I'm not exactly sure. I was sent the post. I found out when I found out because I don't have Facebook. I have Instagram. Okay, moving forward. Once Kenya put that on Facebook, there was a back and forth between her and the twins. So I just want to say that, she was trying to basically see about the safety of the children, see if these allegations were real, because we were already in the process of seeing what we needed to do. So I brought Kenya into the scenario, and she wanted to know what was going on so she can help. She can be a help. It was the twins that started this into a Facebook as good or bad. I'm not saying whether it was. I'm just saying that that's when there was awareness made as to what was going on. Okay? Mm-hmm. I was helping Naziah's older brother, myself and Aunt Jay, because he had ran.
Hold on 1 second. For some reason, they said they can't hear you, and I don't understand why. Now, you're not on speakerphone or Bluetooth or nothing, right?
No, I'm not. I'm speaking through the phone. Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know why they can't. But, okay, other people saying they can hear fine. Maybe it's just their volume is, I don't know. All
yeah, right, okay, because, like, I'm in the phone. Let me put my mouth closer to the, okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. People saying okay, they can hear you. Maybe it's just their device or something that's going on.
Okay, good. So, yeah, I wanted to be clear. This wasn't brought to the forefront about Naziah until Naziah actually, the situation that we're doing at hand. This mess occurred when her older brother ran away, which was a good 6 months prior to. Whenever the post that Kenya made, which is my older cousin, that is when we were dealing with her older brother situation and trying to help him. And within us trying to help him, we were trying to make sure we were doing it the right way, the correct way, because nobody wants to get harboring a runaway because they basically said that he was missing and such. And so we wanted to do it the right way. That was our goal. Right. However, I understand him being an older brother, him being a grandson. He didn't want to put his little sister in harm's way. He don't understand how this thing really worked. That was us trying to prepare him and make him understand how important it was to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
Right.
Him not understanding that he's only 17. He wanted to he didn't want to see his little sister being placed into the system, okay? He didn't also not want to go up against his grandmother. That's my aunt. That's his grandmother. I understand. I'm not blaming him. I'm just solely trying to give everybody a little understanding as to what's going on. Moving forward, when Naziah came up missing, I want y'all to know we were already in movement. We were already making calls. We were already doing our part before she even came up missing, okay? So I just wanted to make that clear because there was a lot of questions and such about, where was the family and how did they know and what did they do and who failed her and who didn't fail her. I want to kind of touch on that as well. I wanted to say that, sure, we can point a lot of fingers and we can say who's at fault and we can say who's at blame. And I'm solely speaking about family. I'm speaking about myself. I'm speaking about her father. I'm speaking about his wife. I'm speaking about whomever, those that have been watching this play out would consider, where were you? Sure, we can all point fingers. We can all say, where were you, right? But right now, in this moment, I want to focus on the most important thing, and that's where is she? Right. How do we help as far as where she is? What do we do as far as, bringing her home? Because if she is out there, I want to be clear in saying that, social media can cause people to do some things that they never thought they would do. And I don't want her to be watching or listening in And I mean, people commit suicides and stuff over things that happen on social medias and such. So I just want to be careful. I want to be
Right.
careful, and I want her to know that it's a lot of people that care. It's a lot of people that want to see her come home to safety. As of now, as far as my understanding, her father wants to take custody of her now. He wants her to come move with him now. Him and his wife have already fixed up a room for her. And, they have it to take care of her.
Right.
And so I'm just talking about the right now. I know everybody, gonna speculate, and everybody gonna say, well, what about, and what about? And if she was listening, I would want her to hear, hey, you have
You have
people that
somewhere to
care
go.
right now. You know,
Right.
what you say, Mark? I
No,
didn't
I just
hear.
said. No, you want to know? You want her to know that she has somewhere to go, safe.
Right. She definitely has somewhere to go safe. She has multiple people that's willing to step up and that she trusts, because I am a trusted source. Her Aunt Jay is a trusted source. Okay, we don't just have a every now and then relationship with her. These children, we are in their lives like all the time. You know what I mean? And that's not taken from nobody. I'm just giving a picture of what it is. If she can hear my voice, I'm a trusted source.
Dig it.
Um,
Dig it.
And so, go ahead, Mark.
No, I'm just listening to you. I just say, yep, I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a book on parenting, man. And I'm not taking nothing from nobody. I'm just saying that we all make our share of mistakes, and I'm not saying that what wasn't right and what wasn't wrong, because I stand on what I've been doing as far as being an adult, being a mother of my own children, and saying, no, if this is what I'm hearing from a child himself, that's not right. So this is the action I'm gonna take. That's what we've been doing. So yeah, I just wanted to get that clear. I just wanted everybody to know how this came about, what we were doing prior to. We didn't just jump into action.
Right.
When this thing happened
So-
with Nasiah. We were already moving, but for myself, Jay, and those that knew what was going on.
Okay. So now, if you could point bullet point some of the things that you feel like prevented the help from reaching Desire in the event that you all were trying to help. What were some of the things that stopped the help from being from reaching her when y'all were making y'all attempts?
Oh, well, as of right now, before she even ran away, we weren't allowed around me and Aunt Jay, because we were the two parties that were adamant about saying, oh, no, this ain't right. We don't want to hear it. No matter what you are to us, our concern is the children. And so this is how we feel. And, since then, we haven't been allowed around. We're considered ops. Pretty much, if I'm gonna put it in the phrases as to Shannon and Mark, what Shannon and Marquita call us,
Right.
Mainly Shannon, because when I was helping Bari and such, she was texting my phone all kind of mess, mind your effing business, because I was speaking about her kid's father, which is the alleged pedophile. I'm only saying alleged because that's what I'm supposed to say law wise. However, we already know what it is. As far as him being concerned, I was she was sending me messages, all kind of crazy messages, man, my business and such, and I'm like, what's up? I'm mad at my business. This is my business, baby. And so, that was that. We were not allowed around. We haven't been allowed around for like the last 4 months, to be honest. We've been keeping in contact with the children the best way we can without anybody really knowing about it.
Right. Now, in your heart, given the climate of the family, the household, and just the patterns of the kids in the family, do you feel like in your heart that Desire ran away, or she was something, somebody did something to her? Because one of the questions, and I'm sure Jay, when she calls in, can answer a little bit better. One of the questions that a lot of people were asking in regards to the Fox 2 interview was, why was it said that it was known that Nasiah would be the next girl to run away? And you
Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
Yep. I'm gonna let Jay explain
Right,
that because she can explain it better than I. Because she
Right.
was actually the one that, she's
Yeah.
the one that felt and knew that. You get what I'm saying?
But
So I'm gonna let
but like
her.
I said, in your heart, do you feel like she ran away or something was done to her by somebody in the family? If it was in your heart. Well, I want to mean done.
I'm
Not, I
gonna be
don't mean
honest,
something was done to her where she was taken somewhere by someone in the family. being
Listen,
hidden.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest here, right? There's gonna be a lot of people mad, and that's fine with me. Um, in the beginning, when I first got knowledge that she was missing, right? Um, I didn't really know what to think. I just know that Naziah is not the type of little girl that's going to not want to be comfortable. She's a very clean little girl. She's not the type of little girl that just be out here in the street. She's not a street girl. She is, a home little girl. She's not. She don't go hang out here, there, and everywhere. She's a at home type of little girl. And so when I first got was told that she was missing and nobody knew where she was, I was a little lost. But at the same time, I was like, okay, from knowing and hearing the things that were going on, I'm like, I was confused myself. That's what I'm saying. I was confused myself. Now, at the beginning, I did feel like, okay, well, it could be a possibility that she ran away, right? And not to mention the story that I had seen on social media, the pictures and such of her getting off the bus or whatever. But then as time went on, I began to have questions and like, wait a minute, something's not adding up. And not only that, but I was actually talking to the investigators and police involved in Detroit Public School Police that were involved. I've been talking to them since day one. What's going on? What's happening? What can I do? I even made the suggestion that it would be, passed to I questioned why they had the case, pretty much, and saying, okay, so are we going to move this on to the police, or who's going to be getting involved? What calls do I need to make? And I was told that they had it under control. So yes, my answer is, as time went on, I began to become suspicious because nothing that I heard thus far makes sense. I'm still trying to make it make sense. And then the fact that nobody's heard from Naziah. No, Naziah not the type of young lady that's not. First of all, her brother is very close. Let me just say that. If she don't call nobody, she's gonna call her brother. Okay, and so the fact that nobody on planet Earth can say that they have talked to Naziah since. Yeah, I got a whole lot of suspicions as to where the hell she at, what really happened,
Yeah.
right? Can I tell y'all an answer? No. If I had an answer, I would probably be, behind some bars or something like that, because that's just where I would have been with it, mentally. No, I don't know what's happened. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused with everybody else. But is it suspicious? Yes, absolutely suspicious, because this ain't Naziah. This is not who she is. Yeah, I'm questioning it just like y'all. Just like y'all wondering what's going on, I'm wondering what in the hell is going on. Just like y'all wondering how this and that didn't add up, I'm thinking the same thing. Can I call and say, hey, what's going on, cousin? Shannon Marquita, they're probably listening. No, I can't call them. You know why? Because they cut me off. I'm an op. I'm an op, so I can't call them and say, hey, what's going on? What's up?
Man. Well, so
They won't talk to me at all. They've been wanting to come pulling up on me since I was helping Bari, and I ain't seen the vehicle pull up yet. I've been waiting, but they haven't came. But that's what I've been hearing. They were coming to do Blase Flee.
So we know that they're probably watching, right? I mean, as they've been keeping up with the
Yeah, they
whole
watching.
series, right?
Hey.
So what if anything, since you've been trying to reach out to them, would you say to them if they're listening right now?
I'm gonna just say, the reality is, you had no reason to be upset with us because, we're mothers first before we cousins and aunties or nieces and nephews. We're mothers, we're human beings. And so y'all had no reason to be upset with me. If anything, you should have, I was the one would have gave you some good advice, whether you wanted to hear it or not. Y'all had no reason to try to come against us versus the children and make them feel like we were against them and, cut us off, because y'all know them kids love us. Y'all know that. Y'all know we love them kids. We've been there for birthday parties. We've been there for things that was going on with the children. We've been there. So, this is a reality check for yourselves, especially you, Shannon, because I told you how I felt about the situation, and you got upset with me, and That's on you. Because had you to heard us, had you to listen, this situation wouldn't be playing out right now.
Now, somebody wanted me to ask you a question. They said, so you don't know what happened, but you said you would be behind bars if you had an answer. Can
Oh,
you
I said
explain?
that, and I meant that. I said
Can you?
if it's something that comes out to be foul play, and I can say that for sure without me speculating, I'm gonna repeat myself. That's exactly where I would be, because this is my little cousin. This is innocent child we talking about. I can say this for many people, even strangers that's listening in. Everybody would be pissed off because we all know she wouldn't have deserved that. She don't deserve that. So I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I hope she ran away, and I hope she's listening, and I hope she can hear me, and I hope she knows now. And if not known then, when we were on the news, we love you. I love you. You know I love you. And there is people that's willing to take you, and you have a safe place. If that's what this is, and you afraid to go home because whatever the situation is, whether you pregnant or whatever the speculation is, whatever it is, you already know, Naziah Harris, I got you, and you know those that got you, okay? So, and your father wants to step up, and whatever he didn't do in the past, he's ready to do that now, okay? So I just want to say that.
Dig it, dig it, dig it.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right,
I'm just talking about the right nows, Mark. Because we can all say a lot,
right.
And I'm willing to answer questions. If there's more questions, I'm a real
I'm,
person. I get it. Because if
I'm
I was on the outside looking in, I would have a lot of questions too.
dig that. You know what I mean? I guess with saying that, people are feeling like that. You may feel like, well, I guess it's a possibility there's some foul play. So, I guess what would be the reason that you feel like there's possibly some foul play involved? Just because you know the
The
type of people
reason,
that you're dealing with, or
turn me up. You said they okay. You said, let me slow down here. You're saying that they're trying to find out what would be my reason
yeah,
for
like
thinking.
it's almost like what reason do you feel like that there would be foul play? To make a long story short, it's a
Um,
possibility of foul play. I mean, because if you go to jail if something happened, like
so
are we thinking that because of the climate of the type of people that we're dealing with, because something has happened before, or what? Now I'm just throwing those out there, but like that was part of kind of the question.
yeah, what I'm saying is this. Okay, what I'm saying is this. As an aunt, as a mother, um, Shannon, uh, this Jarvis situation. Y'all know the alleged pedophile. We're gonna say what it is, right? Um, if it comes out that he was a reason or have anything to do with what has transpired and happened to Naziah, oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna show up. I absolutely am. And why would I have the thought process of this a possibility? Well, of course I do. We all reading the same thing. We all know what's being said, but this ain't nothing that wasn't known prior to this situation happening. So, you can always, that's like if somebody steal your money and you've had three people in your house and you know these three people well, you gonna know who you probably gonna think in
you know
your
the one
heart
that
or
was
in
the
your mind
probability.
probably stole your
Yeah,
money versus the person that
right,
didn't. Yeah,
right.
knowing the situation, knowing how many young girls he done touched on, knowing that y'all gave him such a availability to the children before and after Naziah, before and probably, the only reason why I can't say after because we know where he at, but I'm sure if he was out, he would still be around the children.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm saying he was too close to the children. He had too much. Too many. He just if that's the situation, he had all air and opportunity. That's what I'm saying. So I will hope that that's not the situation at hand.
right.
That's what I will hope because that would be horrible. Seriously. Um,
Dig that. Yeah.
yeah, he
Well,
had a lot of access. Shit, I was just told he was taking them to and from school from the bus stop. I'm just saying, how much access did this pedophile have to all these children? Like, come
and
on,
why? If they all knew that
and
he
why?
was, yeah. If they all knew that he was that type of person, if it was documented proof. But I mean, again, we're talking about people who were dealing with them since they were dealing with him since they were children. So what better did they know, right? We're talking to somebody who was dealing with the guy himself. You know what I mean? So what better would she know? You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, we listen. It's no question that they was well aware what this person was, what Jarvis was, and what he was considered to be. It's not a question. I learned of it again. I learned of it in September. I learned of it the same way, my Aunt Jay learned of it. Okay, when we learned of it, we did what we were supposed to do. We made those calls. We talked to workers. We reached out to CPS. We did all of that. We got into it back and forth with them. That's what happened when you stand on business. It's about the children. It's not about them. Yet they mad at us. So yeah, that's that, y'all.
So
I don't know, any more questions.
you
Else I
know,
want to talk about.
I'm about to say, a lot of people that's been asking me about, the next search, right? The next, search organization as far as going out to look for. Now, if you were the spearhead of a search party organization, where would be some of the first places you would look?
Well, I said this early on. I do not think that the search party should still be on the east side of Detroit. I think that with all this heat going on, they are. I mean, I don't think she would still be on the west side. On the east side. I think we need to start looking on the west side, even in different states. So to say, Ohio, we know that a lot of traffic can go on in Ohio. The truck stops. This is what happens when these weirdos. Who knows if he sold her? I'm just saying. Listen, I can tell y'all all kind of thoughts out of head. I'm just saying that I think that Ohio, the west side of Detroit, anywhere there's a body of water, held down by the Canada Bridge, all in that area. There's a lot of old factory buildings and stuff down there. I was trying to see if we can put that together because there is a lot of old buildings and stuff, abandoned buildings and stuff down here.
Right. Yeah. And then even with this recent story that we had come out in the news where this lady was missing for 7 years and was found in a hotel in Inkster or something like that. That kind of rose my antennas as far as some places to search, right, in regards to this case as well. So. Yeah, it's your guess is as good as mine. Mine is as good as yours in regards to that. But I just wanted to get some perspective on from you because I am still organizing. With all of the other things that I have going on, I still want to make time to search. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to pinpoint some places that maybe you may thought that would be a good idea to search, a good area to search. So
yeah, absolutely, Ohio. If they watching and they see all of this going on. I don't think they're gonna keep her close. I definitely don't think they're gonna still have her on the east side of Detroit. But I acknowledge the effort. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna do what they're doing what they can. That's all you really can do.
Right. So have the family, whether it be your side or Shannon or anybody over there that you know of, been still participating and actively searching, or what's the agenda? What's the forecast with that?
You mean as far as my family or in their household?
Either or that you know of.
So as far as in my family, there's been some family members that's been there, all the time. That would have been Roxy Rocks. That's my cousin. From my understanding, her mom, Kennedy, came out, and some of my other family members. I don't want to say everybody's name, but yeah, there's been family members that have been showing up. Now, there has been some times when y'all have been out searching. Me and Aunt Jay, we've been at meetings with the commissioner. We've been in certain meetings, to try to take things over and above what's being done on surface. You know what I mean? So some of those show-ups we weren't able to make it out at, but even if you can't see me, I'm still in movement. I'm passing fires out in my neighborhood. I'm talking to people in my neighborhood and whatever neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Because I acknowledge your effort, and sometimes you need to get your rest in as well.
Right.
But whatever the plan is moving forward, I definitely got some thoughts that I would like to share with you as to where I think we should be looking. I don't want to just stop at her neighborhood.
Right.
I want to talk about the people he knew, where them people at. They start walking around their houses, knocking on their people's doors, and passing out flyers and such. And that's another thing I want to talk about. There's been a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of threats being made and so on. Not saying nobody needs to be worried. I just want everybody to be aware of what's going on. There's the children are dealing with things in school. I know this was talked about before. And so, yeah, I just want everybody to keep those things in mind. These children are dealing with it. They really are, because people are seeing it. And, they're talking about it in their schools and everything. And not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's what's going on. We don't want them to be targets. Even with the brother, we don't want him to be a walking target,
Mm-hmm. I'm reading the comment.
And I know that would be your goal. I'm just
most definitely. I'm reading this comment, and I want to ask you something as well, because it's been said, right, that you spoke on Ohio, right? That's a possible search place, and a lot of people have been speaking on comments that they've seen in regards to her mother possibly being in Ohio, right? So, could you share anything that you know about her mom being in Ohio? Because I've heard that her mom was in Ohio. I'm hearing that people have seen her at liquor stores up in close as maybe as recent as maybe 2 weeks ago or a week ago. And some people said that they talked to her and asked her about Naziah, and she seemed to have no worry about it, right? Almost as if to give the energy that maybe she had her and was keeping her, right? So first off, what about her being in Ohio? A lot of people think that she may be in Ohio with her mother. So what do you say to that?
I don't believe that that's true. My reason of mentioning Ohio is because I know it's high traffic in there. I know that a lot of children get taken there. It's a pipeline. Michigan, Ohio, Texas, Florida, those are pipelines. There's a lot of children on a daily basis that are snatched and that are trafficked and abducted, so whatever. And so that's my point of mentioning Ohio. Ohio was always a place that I think of when I think about a child being abducted and taken from Michigan or whatever. As far as her mom, let me give y'all a small little understanding as much as I can of what's going on. So, her mother's dealing with some things right now internally. She's got some demons she's dealing with. Is she a horrible person? Is her cousin? No, she's not a horrible person. Have she checked out? Yes, she has. She's checked out. She didn't just check out just now. She's been checked out. She's got a story. Everybody's got a story, right? She's been through a lot. She's checked out. Is she worried about her daughter? Listen, she's got some demons that's got hands on her, attached, so to say. And when you are in that mind frame, you don't know how to really understand necessarily much of what's going on really around you. And so I just kind of want to put that out there without saying too much. Do I think she kidnapped her daughter and ran off with her? No, I don't think that's.
You don't think she's capable of that? Like she don't have
Did I
nowhere
have
to hide
questions?
her.
How?
Like she's probably not capable of that, because where is she keeping her, considering her circumstances? Is what my
she is no way like that. That's not what's going on. But she has checked out, and so if you do see her, and you happen to see her in the street, and she is talking to you, offer her a word, offer her a hug, maybe even. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where she at. She's gone. And and like I said, she's got a story. I'm not gonna go knee deep off into it now. I'm sure we got another day. I can come back if that needs to be. But she's got a story. Right?
So I got an inbox say, "Hey, I spoke with the mom's boyfriend that lives in Ohio. He had no knowledge of the baby being missing. He said the grandma didn't mention it, and he has been talking to her. He also said he talked to Vari, the brother, and he didn't say anything either, but asked for some money, and the boyfriend sent him some money. I was out last night showing ladies' picture around, and 2 people said they had seen her around a week ago."
Whoa. See, now, I have no acknowledgement of that, myself, and not even knowing who her boyfriend is in Ohio. I have no clue who this person is. And so I don't know, y'all. But I would be thinking exactly what everybody else would be thinking, hearing something like that. Whoa. I will hope that that's not true, because right now, we going on hearsay. I haven't talked to her or him to know that's the case. Um, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. Um,
So, well, I mean,
yeah.
if there's anything else that you would want to expound on or want people to know about, your perspective in all of this.
That's pretty much it, Mark. That really sums it up. Just me saying that. I just wanted everybody to know, what the things that I've said thus far. When my family was made aware, they didn't know this whole process. I did. Um, this whole, this time I knew I was in movement. We were, and we hoping like everybody else is that she come home safe and sound, and that she'll have a story to tell us. Versus, we never see her again. You know, and that's that. And I hope that the lesson is learned, Shannon, for you mainly. And for other women, it's a lot of Nazias right now. I don't want to
Oh,
take the attention off
my God.
Nazia, but there's a lot of women out here that will put men before their children. They don't just start with Nazia. There's a lot of abuse going on in homes for people that's still living in that slave thought process that you can beat it out your kids. You know what I mean? And where did that come from? What our ancestors went through and how they were beaten and whipped and everything like that. So I'm saying what we need to do as a people is start to figure out a different way, because a lot of these young people need to heal. A lot of these young people not coming home and telling their mamas and daddies what's really going on outside their home. And that's where it starts at home. So it's a whole lot of desires. And so right now, if people, can just take the time to go talk to your child and love on your child and let them know you can always tell me, because that was mainly the problem. She didn't feel like she didn't have that trust to go and tell nobody,
Right.
and if she did, it would probably be this probably never would have happened. So it's bigger than just Nazia. But yes, I'm all for my little cousin because I love her to death. However, it's a lot of them. It's a lot of Nazias. I see it every day.
Yeah, I just seen one last night. But
You hear me?
um, I appreciate you, chiming in, and I know it was, you know, a thing you were contemplating on doing, whether or not in the beginning, you know what I mean. But I'm glad that you did and spoke your piece, because I'm sure you cleared some things up for some people. You enlightened me on some things. The first time that I seen you, we talked. So. Uh, and you're welcome to come back whenever you feel. You know what I mean? Just let me know if you had something else to say or some more information or anything, because the city is concerned. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely, and that's good to see. I love to see that so many people, so many strangers, are standing on business and being concerned with this situation. That's good to know. Absolutely. And like I said, there's been people out there from day one, and to I mean, you didn't have to put this on your podcast and such, but you did, and it shed a lot of light in certain places, and people know about it. So guess what? Wherever she is, if she in the city, they're gonna have a very hard time because her face is plastered on everything in inner city, outer city, you name it. So that's good.
yeah,
But like I said, my main concern is from the get go. I asked those questions to the Detroit Public School Police. What was y'all doing? And also to calls that were made to protect the services. That's the real question, because they'll go and take people kids that ain't really doing nothing wrong. But when it's really a situation where you concerned and you saying, "Hey, I'm a safe place. She can come with me, or he can come with me, or whatever," then that's when they get the lagging and nothing's being done. I've seen a lot of people get their children taken that were good parents
hmm.
over
and
over
that's
a neighbor getting mad
and that's
and making a
unfortunate.
call. Absolutely.
All right, sister, we appreciate you calling, and like I said, you're always welcome to come back and share your thoughts or any more information that may come to the surface about this.
Absolutely. I'm always willing and ready to come back. You just let me know.
All right, sister, appreciate you. Let's see if Jay's still available right quick.
Yeah, she ready. She
Yeah,
just texted me.
yeah, I know. I think that was her
She
that
said,
just
I'm
called. So,
ready.
all right,
Well,
let's do
she
it.
got
Let's
a
do it.
meeting, so let me let her get on.
Okay.
All right now.
All right,
Talk to
sister.
you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. I'm ready. Oh shit.
Before you take that call,
Okay. Wait. And we have. Oh wait, she calling in now. She must be listening.
just
What's going on, caller? Who is this? Is this Jay? Yo. Maybe this is Jay. Hold on. Hello. Who's this? Is this Jay?
Hey, Mark, this is Queen from Detroit.
Okay, wait, baby, sweetheart. I didn't say the call-in line was open to the people yet, baby. I'm
Oh,
trying
okay,
to
my
get these
bad.
interviews. Okay. People crazy to call in. Like, all right, let me get Jay on the line. I'm gonna meet with. Oh shit. I think she might have. We called her. We got it right. She said she had class at 6. Shit. Okay. Let me see something. If you can't call, I'm gonna take some callers. Okay, but Roxy, you said something. You had something to say. Roxy's here, ladies and gentlemen. Give Roxy
hey
around.
y'all, hey.
So what's going on? You came in and maybe the middle portion of the conversation, and you heard some of the things that were said by your relatives. So what's your thoughts on everything?
Like she said, everybody is doing their part and doing what they can. She's been in contact, giving the information that she does know. So, I mean, really, at this point, everybody is just doing what they can, how they can. I think that's the best way that I can say that. But I do want to address y'all. What was that name? Princess what? Somebody type the name or drop the name real quick so I can address it. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I think the name was did somebody drop it? Somebody said a real insensitive comment. Either somebody highlighted something like that. I don't want to say the wrong name.
Mary said that girl was ignorant. So people seen the comments. So
Yeah. Like I said, if you don't have any information or anything positive to say, no matter whose side you may be on, please keep the negative comments to yourself. Miss Pretty Z, Miss Pretty Z something. The fact that you would come on here and emotions is high, people are
her
sensitive,
family is
and
literally watching.
and I'm pretty sure you know who I am. For you to say an insensitive comment, I'm not even gonna repeat
I don't even understand why you here watching. Really.
the comment. I just want I wonder if you have a daughter or even a son for to let that come out your mouth. So if you don't have nothing positive to say, and there's gonna be some trolls in the comments that don't have nothing positive to say, but for you to say something like that, that says a lot about you as a person, you as an individual, and you and your character, period. So at this point, and no, I don't even know you. Okay, well, I'm Roxy. I'm her family, Miss Pretty Z, since you don't know me, and you can keep your trafficking insensitive comments to yourself. To yourself. Like, who says that? Who would do that? Like, come on now. If you and the people that's saying that y'all been seeing Naziah and seeing Lady, take a picture. Like at this point, because it's people out here that's really on the ground that's looking for her, that haven't given up hope, and we not trying to be sent on a wild goose chase. It was the other day somebody said we was on live and they said they saw her, and the people that's been keeping up with the story since day one, I'm like, where is she at? And then well, it's January 8th. Like, emotions is high. We really, really are trying to find her. So, like, at this point, if you ain't got, some solid proof, some citing some pictures or something like that, just kind of keep it to a minimum if possible. What
Yeah,
she
so
said?
I believe that Jay might be busy right at this second. Okay, well call in. Go ahead, call. Oh, call. Hold on. Let me put the number to her ass. Oh man,
I
she
don't
supposed to know the
understand how
damn
she
number.
confused, talking about how you confused the negativity is coming towards you. You literally said she was better off being trafficked than being with her own family.
Is she still talking?
Like, make it make sense.
Because I don't want to open up and say what I'm going to say because I'm not going to be nice.
I'm holding on. Holding the mule, as they say. Holding my mule.
Pray for yeah, some people we don't want your motherfucking prayers. I'll say that. We don't know who the fuck
Like,
you
she don't
praying
need, I
to
don't
type
want
of
my
motherfucker
prayers
that
there
you
for her
is.
to
God
be
damn it.
safe.
Let me see this, man. What's going on? Hey, Jay, what's happening?
Hey,
So what's going on,
nothing
sister?
much.
What is going
Nothing
on?
much. I'm calling in. Everybody already know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you can ask me whatever questions you want to ask me. Um, because it's just too much. It's a lot.
So what do you have to say on the whole situation? Like because I know you spoke on Fox 2 as well, and afterwards the main question in the comments after who in the hell is calling my phone and why in the fuck do you think that I'm taking your call when I just said I'm not taking no fucking calls because I'm doing the interview with these people. Some of y'all just some jackasses, I guess. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just don't give a fuck about what's going on. You just want to do what you want to do, how you want to do it. And I see that, but this ain't the platform for that. Told y'all I'm not taking calls right now. If you didn't listen, you don't even see the damn call-in line on the screen. So why in the hell are you calling my phone line? Go ahead, Jay. No, but what I was going to
Um,
ask you is the question was, right, you were the one that said you knew that Naziah would be the next one to go missing. And everybody wanted to know what you meant by that. So can you start with explaining exactly how you came to that conclusion that you felt like Naziah would be the next one missing in the house?
because of the climate in the household. Her brother ran away. I think it's been a little over a year ago due to the climate that's in the household. I tried to get him help. I was involved with the police during the time when he ran away, and the things that he was telling me that was going on, and I tried to, advocate for him with the police, and basically, what I got back from the police was, well, if you get him, you can be charged with harboring a minor. Um, so when he's been gone, he hasn't came back. He ran away. He's around. Let's just say that, but he's not in the household anymore. He's basically out on his own now. Um, and with the pressure being on Naziah, she's the oldest child in the house. I knew that she would be next because other
This is
children
the
have run
pattern. This
away
is
in
the
that
pattern.
household years ago.
Right.
This is a pattern. And from what I got from the family when I told them, basically it was like, that's not normal. Kids supposed to be at home with their parents until they're 18 years old. The only way around that is if they're removed or you're 16 years old and become emancipated minors or whatever. But is a responsible parent, regardless if your child want to run away or not, you're supposed to be the one who reels them back in, get them the help they need, contact the police because you are the adult. Children do not have the mindset to make those type of decisions. And I was told that basically they're just leaving the nest. I don't see my 13-year-old child leaving the nest, or even my 16 or 17-year-old child leaving the nest. Or at one point there was an 11-year-old child who left the nest and nothing was done about it. This stuff has been going on since I was a child. My grandmother reported things. My father reported things. Annette is my stepsister. We have the same father. My father really didn't have too much involvement with Annette after he got custody of her and tried to help her. She didn't want to listen. She was rebellious. At 16 years old, my grandmother just let her become an emancipated minor. She was doing whatever she wanted to do. She already had multiple children by then.
Right.
I can count on my fingers and toes how many times I've seen Annette between the time that I was a young child up until when I recently, my grandmother passed away, and she asked that I, help the twins with their high school graduation, their prom specifically. She wanted to make sure that her twins had dresses or whatever for prom. And that's when I got back in their lives. But before that, we were kind of estranged, and my grandmother always would tell me, you don't need to be really dealing with them. I don't agree with a lot of things that's going on over there, and that's the reason why they really didn't talk to my grandmother at all, because of the things that was going on, and she had made reports. Well, fast forward to when I started seeing things and making reports. And the police did not help. CPS did not help. Multiple reports were made, multiple conversations with the police. Every time a child would run away, I would contact the police. People in the comments saying, oh, you can go down to the court and do an emergency hearing. That's if the child is cooperative. I got a lawyer involved to help me with the process. And they said if the child is not going to cooperate what you're telling them, then CPS is not going to remove them. A judge is not going to grant you guardianship over a child to remove a child from house just based on what you're saying. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. I couldn't prove it.
So
that's the reason why I continue to try to.
No, I was gonna say that's exactly what I was gonna ask you. Was like the whole process, just like I asked, forget her name, Kate. I just call her Kate. What was the attempts made, right? And what do you feel like was stopping y'all? All throughout the time that y'all knew that what was going on.
Okay, let's see. February of 2022, when I first about the sexual abuse allegations, I went to the Clinton Township Police Department and tried to make a report as well as, talk to CPS. The officer told me, you don't have enough information, because I did not know the name of the actual child who was sexually assaulted. I had the name of the other two children who thought about previous sexual abuse. He said, well, you can try to call CPS, but if you don't have enough information, you're not going to pick up the case. I did call CPS. The lady told me the same thing. I need more information. I could take what you have, but they're probably not going to investigate this because you do not have enough information. Well, April of 2022, I had more information. I made another CPS report. CPS went out to both homes, Shannon's home and Annette's home, and they did an investigation. I do not know what became of that investigation because really they didn't do anything, because none of the children were removed from the home. Nothing ever happened to the alleged person who was involved in the sexual abuse. Then the last time I saw Naziah was in June of 2022. After that, they disconnected everything. They moved to a different house. No one could get in contact with them. The only person who I had contact was with her older brother when he ran away. He reached out to me for support and things like that.
No, I wanted to ask you something real quick. You skimmed by it. You said on both times they said that you didn't have enough information. What information did you come to them with, and what would have been considered enough information? If they
the first time that I didn't have the child who was. It was another child who is not. I didn't have her name or her parents' name.
And if they don't cooperate, then ain't nothing to file, basically.
Yeah, that's what the police told me. Well, that was what I found out later on after April, when nothing became of the CPS case. I contacted a family court attorney and to see if I can get assistance with getting Tavarius out of the home, because basically I contacted Shannon and told her, look, tell your mother that Tavarius can come live with me. But because she called the police and told them that he might be with me, and they basically called me and said I might be harboring a minor. And I told him he was not with me, which he was not with me at that time. But I told the police officer that I was going to go and get an attorney to go to family court. Well, when I talked to the attorney, he said if the child is not going to corroborate what you're telling them, they're not going to remove them from the home unless there's some other proof that they come up with. So what you're saying is not what you know, is what you can prove.
Right.
So basically, he's been gone, and I told Shannon, something is going to happen to her. She the next one that's going to run away. The stuff that's going they have a different mindset than most people. They really believe that the things that go on in their household are of normal.
Now,
It's not normal.
I want to ask you something too, right? Because you just brought up a point, right? It was said to me, that I guess the police has been watching my videos. Of course, I know that. And when it was shown to them, the video of what is her name, Annette.
Before
the school.
I sent that video to CPS.
And it was it CPS that said that's
I sent it to CPS I sent that video to CPS when it originally happened. The police just got a hold of that video recently.
Okay. And I heard.
And from what I was told, an officer said that was a normal activity in a black household.
That was an officer.
I didn't grow up in a household like that.
That was an officer that said that.
Yeah, that said that was normal activity in a black household. I didn't grow up in a household like that. I'm sorry.
Not at all.
I might have got a one-liner. Yeah, because my grandmother, they say that she run a tight ship. My grandmother ran a tight ship too, but I didn't. It was never a time that I wanted to leave the comforts of my home. No reason whatsoever. I was allowed to be a child. I tried to help them to pay for Naziah because you see on her TikTok video, she loved to dance. I tried to say, okay, why she don't get to do any activities or anything like that? I will pay for her to do cheerleading or dance or something. That set it up. I gave them mentorship programs, things like that. I asked, could I sign her up for a mentorship program? They just brushed it off. Like, okay, we'll do it, but never heard. And I kept pressing the issue. They don't want no help. They don't want to see the kids do anything other but what's going on in that household. Because first it was, the money issue. Well, I'll give you the money. I may even be able to help with the transportation. But they didn't want that. They want to continue about the way of doing things that they feel is a normal way of doing things. And that's when I became an op. Filed. Shannon told me herself that I was an op. And that I was filed for calling CPS on her and trying to break up her family.
She called you foul?
For trying to break up her family. Yes. And she didn't care, regardless of how I feel about her children's father and her mother.
Wow. Whoa. The delusion.
That I should have never, ever.
She did.
I should have never, ever called CPS. And I tried to tell her, like, Shannon, love is blind. I guess I have never felt that way to the point where I tolerated any type of disrespect or abuse or anything like that or any type of dysfunction. But I see something that you don't see. And I care for you. I've helped that girl. I've showed her how to travel. I've helped her obtain a home which she lost because of the baby's father. I helped her learn how to drive. I helped her gain her independence.
Talking about Shannon?
I tried to help her, but I've helped her like from day one. She lived with me for a while. 2 weeks after her oldest child was born, she came to live with me. She was up under my wing for a long time. I gave Shannon a townhome to live in. I helped Shannon learn how to drive. I spent money to help Shannon learn how to drive. She spent money as well, but I helped her when she didn't have it. I introduced her to traveling. I've taken her and her children to Disney World. She would pay a part, and I would cover the rest. Trying to introduce her to a different type of life and to show her, I've said, Shannon, go to school. Shannon, get a job. Shannon, do this. Shannon.
How old is Shannon?
I have played with her. I believe
know?
she'll be 32 this year. 32. I believe she'll be 32 this year. But I tried, and I played with her about the things that I felt was uncomfortable. I tried talking to her, pleading with her. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. But when the real stuff started coming out, and I started, like, before it was just dysfunction, you know, like people just think that, you know, they just on a different path, you know, that was nothing criminal about that. But when she told me out of her mouth that accusations was made, I stopped her in the middle of telling me this whole drawn out saga about this whole situation. And I said, is he dead or is he in jail? And she laughed and told me he left. I said, how? I said, you guys need to call the police. Well, I'm going to talk to them. You don't need to talk to them. You are not licensed or trained to do so. The next day, I'm calling like, you know what, if y'all don't call the police or CPS or whatever, I'm going to call. Well, Mama talked to them, and they said they lied. I'm sorry, no child at 8 years old is going to lie about sexual abuse allegations.
At all.
I don't believe it at all.
So now let's get back to...
Then when Naziah came up missing...
No, go ahead.
When Naziah came up missing, this whole scenario. The child went missing, they say, at 2:50 or 2:30 or something on January 9th. Let me tell you how if my child ain't in the house within 15 to 30 minutes after their normal time coming home, I'm about to call everybody who I can call, the police, other family members, friends, neighbors, whoever. They did not report this child missing until the 10th in the afternoon. So you got a good night's sleep, woke up, had breakfast, and maybe even had some damn lunch before you decided to go to the school to report your child missing. The school? First of all, I wouldn't have left my house. I would have called 911. They would have came to me. The school? So that's the only reason why the Detroit Public Schools Police got involved. So they took it. I was in contact with the Detroit Public School Police almost every week because we didn't find out, they didn't call family to think, oh, well, maybe she with such and such, or she was upset, or somebody in the family. They didn't call to see if she was with any of us. They made a Facebook post the Thursday after she was missing, and somebody else showed me the post. That's how I found out, because I'm blocked on all social media. I'm not allowed to know or see anything because I'm an op, and I'm going to tell. On Thursday, at that point, I called one person who I was probably most likely not anymore, and that's okay. You know, like I told Shannon, you can be mad at me all you want to, but I'm going to continue to do the right thing regardless if you like it or not. But this person told me that they didn't even know, and they within the household, that she was missing. They found out on Thursday just like me. And then that's their mama. So, of course, Friday morning, what I do, I called the number on the flyer. I talked to the officer. The following week, the officer, I followed up with her to see if, because, you know, I'm thinking she ran away and they're going to find her, you know. This is what I'm thinking. The officer basically telling me they have not heard from her. She has not logged in social media. And that, they have not heard from her, and they're being told that she does not have social media. I'm like, excuse me? This child has multiple social media applications. Well, they're telling me she doesn't. And they said she doesn't have a phone. Right, then they found five different social media accounts between TikTok and Instagram. Then she goes on to tell me that they said that she does not have a phone. I said, what 13-year-old child you know don't have a phone? That's when I started asking around.
And they ping a phone.
And then guess what? When she pressured them, after I told her she does have a phone, then all of a sudden, here come a phone. They're telling me she doesn't have access to any other electronics, no tablet or anything like that. We looked at the school computer, but they say that she don't have. Then here come a tablet the next week later. Oh, yeah, we forgot about this tablet. So this is 2 weeks in. Then they also told me that, I'm like, so when is the news conference? Because, another 13-year-old girl went missing. Her mother did a news conference the same day that she went missing. They retrieved that girl a couple days later. Right. Well, maybe it was the same day. I'm not really sure. But she was retrieved quickly. So I'm waiting on when is the news conference. Like, well, the grandmother doesn't want to do a news conference because she says she's private. Not privacy. At this point, she has been missing for almost, a week or two? So fast forward to, I'm still talking to DPD, and she finally told me, well, look, the case is being transferred over to DPD, the state, and, FBI and whatever is getting involved. And her picture is being put on a child for exploited children or whatever. So, and I'm like, this is what I was trying to tell you the first day that I talked to you, that something wasn't right if y'all hadn't heard from her within a couple, no one had heard from her over the weekend or anything or whatever. So I'm like, okay. She was like, well, you could, they'll be in touch with you. Well, of course, no one got in touch with me when DPD got involved. I had to call myself on February the 15th and make myself known. And then no one ever called me again until I started talking to the Detroit Police Commissioner. We had some meetings. I had meetings with her, and then she ended up getting someone to talk to me whether or not they did take some of my information seriously, I will say that. But whether or not it'll help find Naziah, I'm not sure because I really haven't had any contact with her. But only thing I can do is tell them about the dynamics of the household. Because pretty much anything, wherever she is, or whether she ran away or got involved with the wrong type of people or whatever, it's all led up to this from everything that was going on in the household.
Since we're back on the subject of where is she and finding her and all of the the inconsistencies in some of the things that the family inside of the household where she lived said to the police and said to the news or whatnot. I remember hearing the story of something along the lines of there being a phone call made to someone in regards to Naziah being held ransom at a house in regards to her mother and some money that she owed or whatnot. But it was not said where she was at, or even who said that information. Right?
Yeah, that's another thing. It's been a lot of stories going on about, from a family member told me that they had heard from Naziah recently via social media. People have inboxed me information, but they give you a little bit, but, I don't know. It's not, well, then what you calling me for? As a matter of fact, don't call me. Call the police. They can do better with that than me. I can't do anything about that. If you're not going to tell me the whole story, don't call me. As far as a ransom, I didn't know about a ransom, but what I will say is it can be from any avenue because a lot of people who had access to Naziah have a lot of mess going on. Let's just put it like that. And she was involved. She was in places that a 13-year-old child should not have been. From the baby father issue, from the people that Shannon and them keep company with, from her mother's issues, from possible situations with her brother, from the household issue. It's so many dynamics that could have led up to her disappearance that I don't even know where to begin. But what I do know is if Naziah is listening, come home. You can come live with me. You don't have to go back there. You should know this already. You know how you sit in that house, you hear everything. You know that I am on your side. So if you want to come home, and to her mother, lady, call me. Let me help you. You cried to me not too long ago about your baby, and then you just disappeared off the face of the earth. Call me so I can help you. You said, Auntie, help me with my baby, but I ain't heard from you since. And I hate to say, like, I hate to say it, and I said, but, you know, because that's kind of wrong to say, I told you so. But Shannon, you see me as your enemy, and I did nothing but try to help you. I told you that something was not right. They have presented 2 other CPS cases, not just mine, 2 other with similar allegations against women that I know he was involved with through you. You told me about these 2 other women. 2, so that's 3 different households with allegations. I don't know them girls. Ain't never talked to them. Don't know their family or nothing. So how is their family coming up with the same thing that I reported against you? And I know that these 2 other women is true because Shannon told me about these 2 other women. She named them to me. And it's been 7 weeks now. It's been a little over 7 weeks and 5 days since Naziah been missing. What have we got?
I was about to say, somebody just inboxed me a screenshot. Apparently, one of Jarvis's daughters, whose name is changed, is in the comments.
Okay.
But,
I don't know her either.
Yeah.
I don't know any of Jarvis's children. I have had a few conversations with Jarvis, not very many. I have had one conversation briefly with his sister years ago when Shannon and him first was together. But I don't know anything about Jarvis or his family. But I do know what Shannon told me, and Shannon said that your daddy was accused of sexual molestation, and I reported it. That's what I do know. Those are the facts. That ain't lying. And the only thing I asked Shannon would do was call the police and have it investigated. And she couldn't do that. Neither could her mother. They talked to him, and he said he didn't do it, and the kids said that they lied. That wasn't enough for me. And that shouldn't have been enough for him because I ran it past many men, and they said, no. You accuse me of some shit like that? Call the police and whoever you need to do so we can do an investigation to clear my name. You're not going to just sweep that shit up under the rug. A man going to stand up and say, I did not do this. You can investigate me. He left. And still continued to come around the children. He should have been scared to come around them after that point.
Man.
So that's it. If you've got any more questions or whatever, because right now my main focus is Naziah.
Right.
I am thanks to being in contact with the Detroit Police Commissioner. She's going to help me get into some contacts with these different missing children's organizations within Detroit. I'm also in contact with one of my old classmates who is going to help me actually for policy change at DPS, policy change at CPS, because it's definitely a problem because for how long what is the criteria when DPS looks at it to keep on following a missing child?
Whatever classmate that is, if that's your classmate, it's my classmate too, damn it. So I need to talk to that person because I got a fucking failure of
so
CPS as well.
That's where I'm going now. And if I can get the policy change or a bill stated or something like that, because we talked about the Amber Alert. She did not get one of them. She didn't get an Ebony Alert.
No Ebony Alert.
She didn't get any of them, but she met all the criteria for both. She met all the criteria for both. So now it's to the point like, what else can I do? I need something to keep my mind busy because between searching and flyers, but I'm not sleeping, so I feel like I need to do more because it's, with all the other children who are missing, and it's just a problem. So my thing is, in the process of trying to find out where Naziah is or what happened to Naziah, it needs to end. We need to go to the top because these allegations were reported. The signs were there. Nobody did anything. It's not about what you know, it's about what you could prove. I couldn't prove it. The children wouldn't cooperate it because they're afraid. Even the police knew that something was wrong, but they couldn't prove it. They couldn't prove it.
So
therefore, the policy needs to be changed.
Right, absolutely. And CPS and
and DPD as far as
Exactly.
missing children. At what
Exactly.
point do you stop calling a child missing?
DPS.
I mean, you haven't heard from a child for how long? At what point? What 13-year-old who logs into social media pretty much every day, all day, all of a sudden cold turkey stops logging into social media all day, every day? And at what point do you say, wait a minute, this child's been gone for this many days with no contact with nobody, with no social media access or anything? When does a child become abducted or missing?
So I want to ask you.
And I told the family that I would not rest until I figure this out and some change is made. I'm not gonna rest. They mad at me, but it's okay.
So just like
Because I don't see them doing
relative,
nothing.
right? Just like I asked your relative, right? In your heart, do you believe something happened to her, or that she's somewhere? As far as what I mean, or did she run away, or did the family do something like put her somewhere or hide?
You know what? I have no idea. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm
And-
preparing for the worst.
And in regards to a search, where does your intuition take you as far as a ground zero for the next search, if you were the spearhead of it?
Oh, that I really wish we could find her mother. From what I understand, she was told to disappear, and that's exactly what she did. She disappeared.
Well, you know what?
So
That's my next mission. I'm gonna
that would
find
be
her mama.
that's
gonna find her
that's
mama.
what I've been trying to focus on, because we knew where she was for a minute, but you couldn't catch her. So that's where my thing is. People saying maybe Naziah with her mother. I don't look that child. I don't think her mother took her, because the way she cried to me about what was going on with her baby, she didn't know. She didn't know. She said, "I'm just finding out about this. I didn't know this and all this stuff." So I don't think. I don't know what to think. Like I said, there's so much mess going on with different people that had access to Naziah. There's no telling. Then again, she could have just been unhappy with the situation and thought she had met somebody. Like you said, you found a girl who she met somebody on Twitter, and you never know who you run into. You run into the wrong person. You were looking for something from the wrong people. So she made a friend. And look, I work with APS and CPS cases. And the stuff that I hear about the sex trafficking, how these kids are brought into that, the trickery, maybe they friends. They friends be like, oh, we're gonna go out with this guy, and the next thing you know, you being shipped off to sex traffic because your friend has set you up. So I done heard some stories, so I really don't know. I'm just praying that she is safe and okay. And like I said, if she hear this, she can come to me. She could come stay with me. I would have been got her
So I just
if
got
it
an
wasn't.
inbox.
They not gonna.
It's two houses on the corner of Lyndhurst and Reno that are vacant, but we watched several young girls and boys go through the back of the house. Of the second one, it's boarded up, but they got power. Because when it got dark, they had on lights. We saw when we was looking out yesterday.
Then that's where we need to be. When we going?
Well, I'm going when I get off live. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's not far from. That's my jurisdiction.
Okay. Yeah, because I had another contact who said about a similar house that's on the east side, and I'm just trying to get the address for that one. But at this point, I'm like, oh, she don't have no money or nothing, so how is she surviving in these streets by herself?
Well, is alleged that the boyfriend of Lady was contacted, right? I just said earlier, I don't know if you was listening to that part of the call, and I'll actually scroll back up to that message so you can hear exactly what was said to me. Hey, I spoke with the mom's boyfriend that lives in Ohio. He said he had no knowledge of the baby being missing. He said the grandma didn't mention it, and he has been talking to her. Also, he said he talked to Vari, the brother, and he didn't say anything either. But he asked for some money, and the boyfriend sent it to him. I was out last night showing a picture of Lady around. Two people said that they had seen her around a week ago. My
Yeah, she's
mission is
still
to
here,
find
but
Lady.
Annette told the police that she went to Ohio.
Why would you feel like people are telling Lady to get lost?
I don't know. I really don't know. But basically, from what I understand from the last source I talked to, it's like it took my husband to explain this to me. It's like you're gonna protect the tribe by any means necessary. Even if you don't agree with it, you're gonna protect the tribe, and that's what it sounded like to me. But I wasn't raised like that. I was, if my grandma, my daddy, my uncle, somebody was
Lady is the
wrong,
mom for the people in the comments asking. Lady is Naziah's mom.
um, so Lady would be the weakest link because her and Isaiah were very close. Regardless of what Lady going through, my niece loved her kids. She loved her kids, but she went through some shit. She lost her kids. She thought she was doing the right thing by letting her mother take the kids. She has regretted it every single day since she's done it. Because she want her kids. But she just ain't in the right frame. And the reason why she ain't in the right frame is because it's the same shit she went through as a kid. So I don't think Lady would take her or do anything to her or whatever. But I just wish she would come forward. But Lady the weakest link because she'd be the one that break.
If she did have her,
She'd be
she
the, if
wouldn't have the
the police got a
resources.
hold of her. Yeah, she wouldn't have the
She wouldn't have
resources.
the
And if the
resources
police was to
to
get a hold of Lady, Lady would tell everything. If she knew anything, she would tell it all because she's the weakest link. That's her baby.
Right. Well, I guess if it's anything you wanna, expound on or let the
No,
people
I
know.
said all I can say. If Naziah was listening, I hope she's listening. If Lady is listening, I hope she listens. And I just, it's nothing else to say. All I can do is keep on advocating for the child like I did before. People don't understand, like, oh, you should have went and got her, this and that. That's not how stuff works. You can't do that. This ain't no Lifetime movie. And then I was when I was looking up different stuff, it was crazy about, I was trying to get in contact with Governor Whitmore's task force for child abuse and neglect. And they said there are more impoverished children. So basically, if you're too poor to keep the lights on, they'll remove your kids from your home. Like 78% of the children in Michigan, they'll take your child if you can't afford to cover the lights before they'll take you before physical abuse or neglect is made.
Wow.
It's less than 20% of 425,000 children in the world who get taken away from the home due to allegations of physical or sexual abuse or neglect. But if you can't keep them lights on, and you a good parent, a loving parent, you just having some struggles, instead of getting you the help you need to pay that light bill, they'll take your child from you. But if you could keep them lights on and somebody reports sexual, physical abuse, or neglect, guess what?
They got to go
You a
through
good parent.
all of the red tape. They got
Yep,
to hear
you
from
was
the
a good
child.
parent as far as they can see. Yep.
I
They
mean,
don't look at it like, to me, a good parent who go to work and take care and love on their kid, regardless if they can pay to make the rent or the lights or not, they just need some support. But a good parent, a parent that who can afford to pay it, whether it be however they get their money if they go to work, et cetera, whatever, they won't investigate that. It's like it's taboo or something, which we know it's not. It's a common entity in a lot of households. So, but the problem is the kids are so afraid they can't corroborate the story, and that's the reason why a lot of them stay or end up running away or things end up happening to them because the way the policy is and the way the system's set up is it's real messed up.
dang.
And that's about it. So let's figure out this address or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna surveil the neighborhood and see. I got a couple of houses that's on the radar as far as what I'm saying, some activity, with where
But I'm still
young
working on
people.
getting the address from the one on the east side. It's one on the east side too, and I'm still trying to get the address on it. Of course, people don't want to tell,
The
but I'm
address for
trying
what?
working on
The
that.
address for what?
It's another house for teenagers and young girls hang out at on the east side of Detroit in that area.
Please
But I don't know who would be
find
sending.
it. Let me know.
Yes, and I've been working on it, Roxy. I've been
Cause you
working on it,
already know.
but I'm trying to figure out like how is she funding? Like how is she funding this? Like that's the part right there. Like a 13-year-old, I know at 13
Right.
I wouldn't have been able to
That's the
run them.
biggest
I probably
question.
wouldn't have made it 24
Especially
hours.
for this long, yeah.
Man, like,
And they didn't.
and then the possibility to be pregnant on top of that,
Right.
and and I'm
Yeah, that's
I'm
yep.
90% on her being pregnant from that video that I seen.
Absolutely.
I've seen pregnant teenagers before,
Absolutely.
and
And that's a whole nother can of worms that need to be opened up. I just hope that she. I don't know. I can't say, but I'm just hoping that she hear this and she come home because I got the lawyer already on deck. He ready. He like it. She come home and she can state the allegations that she said all she got to do is say I don't feel safe in that household. She said that's all I need her to say, and I will file for it. He said if she say she don't feel safe in that household, end the discussion.
yes, pregnant by Jarvis, Slim Goody. So yeah,
And I pray to God
just
he don't. That ain't fucking true because baby,
Yeah.
because it's a whole. Because you hear the women,
Ooh.
you hear the women in the family right now. Let the men find out. I
The
pray.
men know. They know too.
But I mean, the men is. You know how the men is. The men is quiet right now. They listening. You know how the men is in our family. I pray that girl, that's gonna be a whole nother dang on story. That it's sad. All they had to do was investigate that. We wouldn't even be here now. Or accept the help. If you don't know what you're doing, I don't know. That's just me.
man, it's so this this onion got so many layers, man, and I'm glad that I was able to. Able to unveil all of this shit to the public. You know what I mean? Because we need our eyes open. People need their eyes open as to situations like this happening in their family.
Yeah.
And we need to be. And I've said this so many times on so many different situations. We need to be proactive instead of reactive, and do what we need to do to prevent this bullshit, this type of bullshit from happening, as opposed to waiting until it happened and then jumping on the defense and figuring out what we need to do to fix it. And oh my God, how did this happen? We knew how it happened, right? And I'm thankful for family members like y'all that did what y'all had to do, right? We really focusing on the core of this is the failure of the system, DPS, CPS, DP, I ain't gonna, DPD, but it seems as if like with all of the complaints that y'all made to DPD, there should have been more made on their part, more investigations made.
Yeah, because I talked to a DPD police officer when her brother ran away, and he basically told me, well, if you are found with him, you're going to be charged with harboring a minor. And that's when I got an attorney. Like, even though I didn't have him with me, my plan was to get him. The attorney said if he don't corroborate the story, then there's really nothing you can do. He said unless we can show other proof, like you got a video. I said I don't have none of that. He was like, then the best way is to see if the grandmother let you take custody, even if it's just temporary for him to, sometimes they just need to get away or something like that. I don't know, but none of that transpired because he wouldn't corroborate the story or what was going on in his mind that he was unhappy about being at home. So,
Right, man. So I don't know if I asked you this already, but like if you were to look somewhere? Did I ask you that? Like, where would you start? Where was your
Yeah, I want to look in these houses where the girls is like they saying these
right,
teenagers and
right,
girls are
right.
skipping school at, and these no, I didn't even know we had known runaway areas
That
in the
whole
city of
skip. I
Detroit.
mean, from the situation that I was involved in a few nights ago, where the young lady had become came up missing from the Kroger on Hoover, and then we ended up
Mhm.
finding her like 3 hours later. Um, Apparently, there's
Yeah.
some like a underground railroad type system with the
Yeah.
teenagers where they,
I'm hearing about that. Yep.
where they plot and plan their
Got
escapes,
places like
and they
rave
have places
houses
where
or
yeah,
something
shit like that. You know what I mean? And there's even an
that they
app
can
that
skip
they
and run away
communicate
to.
through. Like
Yep.
it's an app. I forget. I
Probably
had to go.
Snap or something
No,
like
no, no, no,
that.
no, 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 no. It ain't no popular social
It's
media
some.
app. It's some
Oh, it's
under
some
the radar
underground.
shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, I'm looking into all of that.
Wow. Wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
Well, Jay, I definitely
Mm.
commend you for the steps that you have taken before it got to this point and the steps that you have taken. And I just say, from me to you, thank you for what you're doing. I know I'm not giving up. I know you're not giving up. And the ones that's really out here doing the work, to help get her to where she needs to be. And I just want to keep encouraging you to keep doing that. And hopefully with Nazia's name we can get some policies changed, some procedures, some protocols, and more good comes out of this whole situation that's going
Right.
on.
And I
So
commend you too, because you've been out there.
yeah,
I be so busy. I be doing my
yeah,
stuff, in the background. I ain't really been able to go out and search all the time. So, or pass out flyers all the time. But I commend you because you've been down there like, girl, I'd be worried about you. You out at Ridge Park damn near by yourself. I'm like, girl,
yeah, I am.
take
But
some
you know
people
what?
with you. But,
It
yeah.
when you care, sometimes I don't think about the extra, stuff. I may have people with me some days, and some
Mhm.
days I don't. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the passion of just trying to find her and get her to the safe place.
And Roxy, for those that don't know, right, or didn't hear the episode where we expounded on her coming from out of state, and this being the reason why she came here. A lot of people saying, "Oh, well, if you knew so much, why didn't you
Right.
do blah 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 blah?"
Yeah.
But you all the way
Right.
down in
And then all the
Texas.
other it's a lot of other family members that's behind the scene. Like you already saw to Kay.
Yeah.
She been out, man. She done ran up over there like uh like
Yeah.
everybody got their role. Like
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
doing their part to the
Right.
best of their ability. And it's
Mhm.
people who have not spoken up, or have they be in eyes and ears. They trying to figure stuff out or
Mhm.
whatever. So it's a lot of us. It's just that it's hard because the people who had access to her is the ones who's really not seeing or doing anything.
Yeah, it is hard, and
Ain't no,
and
ain't no way in the world. I have a 11-year-old child. Let that child not be where he's supposed to be when he's
Boy,
supposed to be.
right.
Everybody and
Right.
anybody gonna know. The earth's gonna shake
Oh, for sure.
until I
For
find
sure,
him.
no
The
doubt.
earth's gonna shake,
Yeah.
and he know that. He know that. He came home from school the other day and told us about the shooter like they had some education about school shooting and stuff like that. And the teacher asked him, "Who would you call if you a school shooter and you had access to a phone?" And he said, "My daddy or my mama." "No, you're supposed to call the police." He said, I'm gonna call my daddy, and if I can't get my daddy, I'm gonna call my mama because I know my mama gonna come get me.
Yeah.
I
Right.
know my daddy's gonna come get me.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, for
So
sure.
if your kid ain't got that type of thing in them where they know that somebody should fear you, my child know that somebody should fear me because I'm going to act the whole fool. But calling the next day to the school, ain't no way in the world.
man.
I mean, it's just
waiting until a month later to do a press conference. I would have had 247, 62, CBS, CNN, NBC, everybody on my porch.
Yeah.
Day one.
So then
Yeah, for sure.
the fight that she allegedly had in November.
Oh yeah, that's a whole new
right,
thing.
It was reported the day after she went missing, and that's peculiar as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I
don't know. I heard about the fight. I don't know when the fight happened.
Oh, I heard. I heard that the fact that it was reported a day after she went missing is a part of the investigation itself now.
As it should be.
Good.
We'll
Everything needs to be reported. When did I go to the police station, Roxy? What day was that I went down? The last time I went down, was that Wednesday?
That was when we.
I can't remember. It was last week.
Yeah.
No, the police. I went again. That was the night I had a meeting with the commissioner. I went last week. I went and sat down with the detective, and she talked to me or whatever, and asked me some questions or whatever about the whole situation. So they got a lot of work ahead of them because. But she took some notes down, things I think she did not know.
Yeah. I just wish
I talked to the captain.
I personally would have known earlier, because I would have been down here a long time ago. But it's frustrating, and I don't want to, beat down the twins and Annette and all of that. But it's just like it's so frustrating because. I understand the public or the police have, their protocols. Some saying you got to wait, whatever. But why didn't y'all reach out to the extended family and even say nothing? Hey, like, she gone. It
ain't no protocol for a minor going missing. I already checked into that. There's not a protocol. You can go and make an incident report. It's not no 24. Like I said, a lot of people get this stuff from watching Law and Order and Special Victims. For a minor Michigan in the state of Michigan, there is not a protocol that you got to wait 24 or 48 hours to report them missing. It is not. You can go down to your precinct and let them know what's going on. If you believe they were abducted, if that was the case, then why is it when kids get abducted, they automatically put out an Amber Alert? It don't make you wait 24 or 48 hours for that. You can go down there and report it and get the ball rolling that the same day.
Yeah, I just wish they would have just said something to us, like.
Someone else who is a child psychologist, she said, "What parent who has a straight A student who's a good kid goes and report their child is a runaway?" I'm reporting my child missing, abducted. Because my straight A student, happy child in this wonderful household, they ain't had no reason to run away. So I'm gonna report you missing, abducted, not a runaway. People who know their children know whether or not they ran away. If my child come up missing, I know he didn't run away. I know he didn't. He's missing or he's abducted. And then say she never done it before, then tell the police commissioner, "Oh, I'm not gonna lie, she's done this multiple times before." Which one is it?
Yeah, but she's going back and forth on that, and that's what's really, pissing me off, and really the reason why.
Because my whole thing is, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. It is what it is. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Telling it is. I don't care how good, how bad it is, how ugly it is. Okay, she got in trouble in school. Okay, she was pregnant. Shit, that ain't even bad. But what's bad is this child's missing for every 7 weeks and 5 days.
And it's
that's
like
bad.
they just like, oh well, like it's normal. That's just like
the police is handling. No, the police gonna get my help 110%.
Sure.
The police is handling it. They've been in touch with the police. Okay, not enough.
And the fact
have you been down to the police commissioner?
With saying the police will handle it. You just gonna leave it in the police hands. Now I ain't saying go, act.
Have you been to Channel 2, 4, 7?
Yeah.
Have you been to the commissioners' meetings? Have you been down to the DPD meetings? They have missing child community meetings. Have you been to any of those? Have you been out passing flyers? How is it that a neighbor on the block don't even know this child is missing? The one neighbor said, "Oh, I got a flyer but I didn't realize it was a child in that house. I'm not just putting a flyer on your door. I'm gonna put one on your door. I'm gonna come back and follow up and knock on your door. I'm gonna talk to you. Have you seen her? You gonna know. Like, it wasn't enough noise made, and that's the reason why it's been 7 weeks or 5 days.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough noise made from day one.
Right.
I didn't find out till that Thursday, and I made more noise then. Because if it wasn't for me talking to the Detroit police and Kay talking to the Detroit police, the public schools people, she wouldn't even have knew to push for the phone
Yep.
or the tablet or to look for the social media website that was said that she did not have.
Man.
All right, Jay. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you
Yep.
all night. You know what
I'm
saying?
gone. Let me go because like I
know you
said, I
stuff
got
to
a
do.
lot.
Yeah. We
But I
call
want you to keep me posted about that address and
Oh yeah, we own it. You know me.
so we can figure out the search for this week. Like the commissioner said, it's gonna be nice weather this week.
Oh yeah.
Let's get out here and pass out these flyers.
All right. Because I think we might have another person that want to call in. And,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm going.
so, yeah,
I'm gone. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, for sure.
Bye.
All right, so now we got one more person. They got some perspective or angle or questions, I guess, that they wanna insert into the equation. That, you know, I guess we can call them within the central nucleus of people that are close to Neziah. So I'm waiting on this person to see my message and hit the phone line, because this person has been adamant on wanting to get on the phone line and voice their opinions and their questions about what it is that they know or they've seen or whatever. So I'm like, okay, no time better than the present.
Hopefully it's valuable
So
information.
hopefully it's valuable information. I mean, this person has come to me with, you know, another very important nugget of information that I have found to be, you know, some plausible value to. So I'll say that he may have something, but I'm just waiting on him to call. But yeah, in the meantime, hold the call-in line, right? Because we're not opening up the call-in lines completely just yet. You know what I'm saying? I hope that we have time to actually, because we have another podcast. I have a client coming in for a show at 8:00. So hopefully this person sees the message and calls in.
They're saying, can we turn up the mics?
Can we turn up the mics? Let me see if something happened with the audio to where I need to turn the mics up. 1 second. As this person... Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, there it is, yeah. All right, yeah, sometimes when we get loud, like the computer automatically buffers the mic down. So whenever it does that, y'all let me know so we can adjust that. So waiting for this person to call. Said he just walked in the house. Jarvis's daughter is in the chat. It would have been nice to hear from her. It actually would have been nice to hear. Please don't make me do a part 8 because I don't have time to add that conversation to this show. I would imagine, considering that we have one person to... Man, listen, this dude gonna make me call him. He been. I mean, come on, man, because you've been like calling me every morning and shit with shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, now I'm telling you to call in and you, come on, man. I ain't got time to waste right now, bro. So this brother about to miss his golden opportunity, because as much as he's been bugging me about getting on the air and talking his piece, he's about to miss it. All right, so he's going to miss his opportunity then. So, all right. The father's cousin.
Oh.
Who had so much to say and drown in my inbox with information like I'm supposed to retain it and say it back to the...
I don't have his number.
Yeah. So,
Is he in the chat?
No, he's probably not in the chat. Probably not in the chat. She's right here. Well, if she would like to call in, I'm going to go ahead and put the phone line up there. You know what I mean? So 313-723-0481. This is for Jarvis's daughter, ladies and gentlemen. If she cared to call in, if I open up the phone lines, I'll let y'all know. But this is because she may not know the number. So let's see if she actually calls in. Thank you. I don't. Jarvis's daughter in the chat. She like, okay, well, she don't want to call in. She just said she doesn't. Okay, then that's understandable. No problem. Right? Because the thing about it is, on social media, like, she has nothing to do with this situation, right?
Right.
And what people are going to do because of them knowing the type of dude that her father is alleged or proven to be, right? They're going to get to asking her uncomfortable questions, I would imagine. You know what I mean? But, you know, I would.
But for her, hopefully it was a good situation with her getting adopted, you know, when she didn't have to go through that.
Maybe so, you know, hopefully so. Hopefully so, you know what I mean? Because this is not what it is. This is not a platform to drag people on Jarvis's side or any of that, you know what I mean? Because this is not something that they had anything to do with. This is not something they had nothing to do with. So, yeah, she don't even know him, right? She don't even know him, right? So this is probably, if anything, a shock to her, I would imagine, right? You know what I'm saying? So like this is probably somebody that we need to sympathize with in all of this situation, as opposed to, you know, trying to pick her apart and probe her for information. And like, this is not, you know, so that's why she wisely, you know, declined, because she probably knows all of this and figured all that. So I'm still waiting on this dude to call, and he's probably gonna miss, like I said, his golden opportunity, because I do have a podcast client coming over to the studio, and he does not have much money. Oh, she at work. Okay, she at work. Okay, well, if she cares to chime in, then goddamn it, I mean, she's definitely worth a part.
Is it Victoria Starr? She said I was adopted. Thank God. What?
Are you safe with your adopted family? I would imagine that she is. I mean, I don't know how old she is, but, you know. Anyway. What you got to say, Roxy? How are you feeling?
You know, I feel like this gets heavier and heavier by the day. And sometimes it feels like you just want to throw the towel in with how overwhelming this situation is, especially when you are out like how I am, looking and searching for her and trying to keep her name alive, and, you know, advocating for you know, other young girls that's missing as well. It's heavy and it's a lot, but, you know, I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm glad that we have someone like Jay to push not only for her, but for the system to change as well. So hopefully out of this situation, it won't just be, you know, it'll be bittersweet, if you will. I don't even know if that's the right context to use right now.
Right.
You know, but how it's looking and feeling, you know, that's the best I can come with. But hopefully, you know, some policies, like I said, policies, protocols, a lot of stuff is changed behind her. And this instance, considering the fact that, you know, CPS has been called so many times. I understand what Jay was saying about, you know, the kids weren't saying anything, but maybe there can be a different way of how for them to go about that. Maybe they can have, you know, a phone line for, you know, young kids to leave, you know, tips anonymously, or something like that, you know, for them to speak up and say something. So all we can do is just keep putting our best foot forward in it, and just keep looking and searching for her. But it is very overwhelming and overbearing sometimes when you really passionate and you really care and you really out there searching and looking, you know, for her. So thank you to everyone who's helped up until this point. It's definitely appreciated. I appreciate the love y'all been showing. It uplifts my spirits for me personally. So thank y'all for that.
And I'll double down on the sentiments as a lot of people have said in the audience. I mean, we thank you for being a relative that cares. You know
Yeah.
what I mean, and being somebody who's been on the front lines of trying to do everything that you could, regardless of the failures of the system,
Yeah.
to do what you can to try to get the word out about this whole situation and the whole family, regardless, I mean, prior to Nazaya even
Yeah.
coming up missing. You know what I mean? So, and people like you, right? It's crazy because the failures in the system, all of the question and the smoke that everybody had for y'all
Yeah.
was really just basically a reflection of the failures of the system because y'all tried, y'all did the things that y'all felt like y'all needed to do legally, right, without getting yourselves in legal trouble at the time, right, that y'all felt like y'all needed to do or what you were supposed to do to try to ramify the situation, but it's like
Yeah.
you didn't get any results. You didn't get the results that you wanted, and now we get these results.
Yeah.
And
I
now
mean,
we in
yeah.
this situation.
That's what I'm saying. I wish I would have known, and it probably ain't the right thing to say, considering of who's watching. But for me personally, I probably, and I guess I probably wouldn't have went about it the right way. But if I would have known, I probably wouldn't have gave a damn about them saying, harboring this and that or what have you the case is, because I would have took him. He would have been with me, and I would have been up there every single day. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. And I probably would have took that risk of getting arrested. Straight up. If that's what it took to bring some awareness to it and to crack that nut open, okay, y'all could take me. But y'all gonna look into this too. You know what I'm saying? So it's
And then you would have been the superhero in the end when everybody found out that you sacrificed your own freedom.
I mean, it ain't even about being a superhero, but if that's
I
what
know-
it had to take,
I'm just saying.
yeah,
right?
you know.
You would have been the good. You would have been everybody been praising you then.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's just, and I know certain people don't want to do that, but I mean, that's probably what I would have did, and just would have been like, F it, if that's what it took to let it be known, because I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, and I understand the frustration, with the people, with us calling and nothing happening of it, but it's just like, I don't know, I probably would have been that person to take that risk to just go ahead and get
Yeah.
arrested if that's what it took.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Trust me, I do. Man. Well, hopefully, this answers some questions for a lot of people, because that was basically the point of this one, right? It was a lot of questions that, out in the public that people had in regards to the family that cared
Yeah.
on what you did, what happened as far as your, you initiated some kind of help from the Xylo. And what happened as far as that's what I said, Nazaya. My throat was doing something, getting dry. Yeah, what kind of help you actually tried to, implement for Nazaya in that situation. So I hope, like I said, this cleared up some questions and gave people some more insight on this whole situation. You know what I mean? And now the focal point is back on where do we search? Where's the next spot that we look? And I feel like we got some pretty good, leads, if you want to call them leads, as to where we should, the zones and, the places, the type of places that we should look for.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it be a hotel where people are being held captive for 7 years and just not being found out about, or a hideout house that is the headquarters of some, teenage runaway underground railroad system that's been established between amongst the teenagers in the city.
Yeah, for sure. And if anybody has any information on that, inbox me, inbox Mark, and let us know. There's no place that we won't go to search, to look in. So, if y'all had that information, like I said, inbox me or Mark or what have you, and I for sure will go look with no problem. So yeah, if these places is true, it's unfortunate, and wild and crazy. I ain't never even heard of nothing like that before.
Man, it's a lot of shit in
I feel
regards
like
to this
I'm out the
situation
loop. Like,
that
damn, am I
haven't
really
heard
paying
before.
attention? Am I really woke? You know what I'm saying?
Man, man.
That's crazy. But yeah, if I get the information, I'm there. I'm looking. I'm putting my Tim's on and I'm stumping out there, kicking down doors if I have to. To find Nazaya and any other girls or boys. That's missing. It
Or
ain't just
people,
missing.
period,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're right. People, period. So we'll like I said, it's the same energy whether it's family or not. We ain't Superman or Superwoman.
Man.
Okay, let that be known. We ain't Superman and Superwoman, but we will definitely try our best to help y'all bring y'all loved ones home, for sure. But we definitely appreciate the love for Nazaya, for sure, man.
So yeah, I would love to open up the phone lines right now, man. But I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I have to shut it down. You know what? I may dedicate a whole 7.5 segment to you all just spilling y'all thoughts into this. You know what I mean? I'm gonna dedicate a 7.5 episode to y'all because there may be a part 8 and shit. You know what I mean? Because seeing that we have Jarvis's daughter, she would care to chime in and just share her thoughts. I mean, I feel like that's worth a part 8 in itself. But I'll do another broadcast, man, where I just open up the phone lines and just have y'all speak on your opinions. Mark, we're doing a search this week. I will keep y'all updated, you know what I mean? Because if I say yes, the next thing you're going to ask me is what day and time. And I don't have a day and time, so I won't tell you yes right now. So just keep your eye on my page for that. What you got to say?
If y'all want to search, y'all can reach out to Mark. Mark is very busy. Not saying he don't have time, but y'all can also reach out. Reach out to me or reach out to any other family members. And it don't have to be a whole group, but we can set up a search any day, anytime. Well, not anytime, but any day, and any time during the day. To search. It don't necessarily have to just be on weekends. If you available and you want to help search,
I got you, Dial.
we can do that.
So, and Dial Melinda brought up a good, thing, a good point that I meant to expound on the last video in regards to the girl who was rapping in the song in the beginning of the video. So that was allegedly the girl that Nazaya fought.
Okay.
Yeah. So the song was, from her, I believe her brother that was killed or something, whatnot like that. So I'm thinking, okay, is this a get back song or whatnot?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't know, you know what I mean? But like I said, that became irrelevant down the line of the show of that podcast. As we ended up finding out some things that crossed that out. But so that was a whole thing about that song. For those that was wondering. But so until next time, man, we're gonna wrap this up, man, because like I said, I got a podcast client coming into the studio tonight at 8, and they'll be putting it up shortly. So we're gonna I'll dedicate a whole hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, and telling how long y'all gonna talk. But I'll come back and do a show just for the listeners, just for the people that's been keeping up with this story now that we've gotten this far along down the line with information, so y'all can just now, as we got the whole story, well, not the whole story because it ain't finished. Everybody's spoke their opinion. What is it that we feel? What's y'all vision on it? The next time, this one was the family speaks. The next time is going to be part 8 or 7.5 is going to be the community speaks. So I'm going to give y'all the floor this time. So make sure y'all hear if y'all been following the story from part 1. And we'll hear from y'all. Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here, Rox?
Well, just thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support.
All right. So yeah, man, it's your boy Mark D, man, signing out. You know what it is, Word on the Street podcast, 7 Mile Radio. I'll see y'all in a minute.
Show This is the kind of show we always dreamed of doing.
Impossible. Impossible.
Welcome to motherfucking Detroit, goddamn.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.